Couple quick updates. I went to the beach today. I've got a big old pimple on my face because apparently it's a thing for people to be like, I have great skin all through existence, and then you hit college age and suddenly your face is like pranked. So, also, I was sitting thinking about life, the current state of the world. I was also listening to this album by a dude named John Mark Pantana that he recorded on an iPhone with a $60 podcast mic, and you would not know that by listening to it. And it's really peaceful stuff, and it was helping me relax because I was really anxious. And I just thought about how the world is burning, and we all have very justifiable reasons to be stressed and anxious and angry all of the time. And so I want to put something in the world to give people a reason to have a moment of peace. I have songs just sitting around waiting to be recorded, but they're kind of angsty. And I don't think that the world needs that right now. And so I am going to write an EP and release it as fast as I possibly can and try out a home studio for the first time ever. I've been writing like crazy. I haven't written this much ever. I've never written this much. And I'm really excited with what I've got. It's very content heavy, lots of words. So those of you that like to really dig in songs and learn lots of words, this is going to be a great time for you. If you casually listen to music, I hope you enjoy it. I always try to encourage people that say, I wish I was you, and stuff, that the reason that everyone isn't me, or that I'm not somebody else that I look up to and think is cooler than me, is because we all have our own individual perception of existence, which is a common knowledge type thing, but really when you take a moment to think about it, that means that your art doesn't need to be compared to anybody else's because nobody else can write like you can. That's what I'm saying to myself, as I feel like this music kind of resembles other people's work, but it's really not. It doesn't feel like it's like other people's work. So I hope that ends up in my favor, but we'll see. My original goal that I set for myself was to write and record an EP in 2 weeks, which I knew was too ambitious, but I wanted to do it anyways. I'm about a week and a half into that. And am realizing that in order to make these songs really, really good, it's going to need more time than that. So that means that I can record one song now and release it soon, and then work on the rest. And best of both worlds. So that's what I've been up to. This is a very red chair from my kitchen. So what I'm starting with, for those that are wondering, my process is I am getting one pass through on the ukulele and then doing a scratch vocal, which is just me singing it but not really worrying about how good it sounds. I saw this suggestion from somebody on YouTube to use one of the auto-generated drum tracks, not to have the drums in there, but because it is synced up perfectly with the metronome. The GarageBand metronome is really tough to follow because it's kind of quiet. And so then you have a drum track to follow, which is a whole lot easier to get into and enjoy than a metronome. Then I'm doing a few passes of the song in its entirety on the ukulele, which isn't always the best idea, but because I'm not really good with editing audio yet, I'm just trying to get a good take. And then maybe if I mess up one tiny part, I'll be able to pull it from another time that I played it and paste it all together like a kindergarten craft, and it might sound okay. My biggest hesitation with releasing music from my home instead of going to a studio is that I feel really inadequate when it comes to sound engineering. I don't know anything about mixing or about EQ and stuff like that, but I was watching this YouTube video just about like an overview of little tips and tricks in GarageBand, because you can learn anything from YouTube, and he really gave permission to use presets that are on GarageBand. I was under the impression that they would sound kind of bad, but I mean, there's a ton of options. And so that means that somebody took a lot of time and effort into creating these things, so surely they're worth something. And they're way better than me trying to do it by myself with little to no knowledge of how to do it. So you just record a quick little ukulele track and it does the little graph for you, and suddenly you have a semi-decent sounding song. My headphones decided to stop working, and so did the audio reception. Suddenly there's no microphone anymore. I think the best piece of advice I can give you as far as doing anything technological is that things will inevitably go wrong and take longer than they should, and that's okay. It's okay. I just realized my fast food cup with ice sounds like a maraca. I thought it would be cool to use the back of the ukulele for percussion to give it kind of like a more homey feel. So I tried that, and whenever I had the mic just like sitting over my hands, it sounded really dull. And so I'm gonna try this with the mic like up underneath it, so hopefully it'll pick up more echoey sounds from the sound hole. Mr. Wonka got tired of being in his cage, so now he's here. I realized everything in this song is like in the middle to high range, and so I'm gonna try adding some bass. We'll see if it fits. Hi, it's the next day. I popped this pimple yesterday, and it's still there, so it's probably gonna come back for revenge. So we've got the main rhythm with the ukulele, some percussion, some bass to bring in the low end, and so now I'm gonna try to figure out something to kind of sit in the middle, because my voice and the ukulele are in a higher register and then the bass is like way down here. So we're gonna try some electric stuff and see what we can accomplish there. Vocals time. This is the part I'm honestly most nervous about, because I don't know how to use pitch perfection or autotune of any sort. So this is the most raw vocals that you're probably ever gonna hear on a track. So I've pretty much got tracking done, so now I get to think about album art. My first idea is that I do film photography on the side, and so I've got some cool pictures from that I'd love to use. And I've also got my handy dandy Facebook Marketplace iPad with Procreate. So we're gonna see what this non-visual artist can come up with. Hi, it's a totally different day now. So after much thought and work and consideration, this is the end product that I came up with. I found this cool little picture, and then put the title of the song in a beautiful, neat little box with the chaos that ensues around it, which is really just a bunch of little notes about the song or my thoughts surrounding it. So my plan was to be able to release this song with this behind the scenes video. Huge thanks to Zach Spencer for doing the mixing and mastering for me. I'm not sure what streaming platforms it'll be available on since I uploaded it with such short notice. I'll be posting updates on my Instagram, so you can follow me there to look for those, or you can follow me on Spotify and it'll send you a notification whenever it's ready there, if it's not ready already. Thank you so much for watching and for caring about what I do at all. I will talk to you soon.